So, we had a scheduled maintenance.
We have a scheduled maintenance.
We have a scheduled maintenance tomorrow.
For the live game, not for the PTS.
Sure. And that fixes an issue which prevents players from picking up specialization ammunition? Okay.
So that should be like the 5th bug we're fixing with specialization ammo. So we're getting there. I think it's going to be great at some point.
Okay. Can you confirm that this is the last one? I guess
never. Like,
all right.
That's a Revive Hive kind of question, I think.
All right. Do let us know if there are any things that you're experiencing on that one. But,
yes, please.
All right. So the first and second, that was people's chance to experience Manning National Zoo and Camp White Oak. And right now, people can experience Operation Dark Hours on Discovery difficulty.
That is correct, yes.
So on that, I mean, people have already started playing around with it. Can you tell us anything about that, Chris or Rasmus?
I can start. So it's our version of the matchmaking for the Operation Dark Hours raid right now. So what you can do is just go onto the PTS, go to the helicopter pilot, and then queue up for matchmaking. I did that in the lunch. It was a very nice experience. We actually beat a couple of bosses. I was very happy about that. And players can give us feedback about that. Is it too hard? Is it too easy? Is it what you're looking for? And then we have, again, tomorrow still the day where we talk about that, and also have dedicated forum posts, and we also will have a survey for that. So if you are interested in giving us feedback, you can head over there and give it to us.
Great things that are going to be happening on the PTS. The expedition will be live on Friday over the weekend as well, and then we'll be testing gear balancing, exotics, and skill builds, and doing final tweaks and that sort of thing before episode 1 comes out.
And on that quickly, because it says here gear balancing, exotics and skill builds, it's important that we have some parts of that already on the PTS, and we don't want to exclude that. So if you already look at that and you play with your builds and everything, that's totally fine. This is more that at this point we have dedicated threads up. We have, again, surveys up for that. So we will look specifically at these things for the PTS. But if you already have opinions, please let us know. There's no reason to hide them yet.
Okay, cool. So where can people give the feedback on the PTS?
So we have a dedicated PTS forums on the Division homepage. So if you head over to thedivisiongame.com, there's a forum where you can give PTS feedback specifically. We will also, again, link the surveys there so you can answer them if you want to. And then we also work together with a Joker on the subreddit for the Division. They have mega threads. They have one big one for the PTS, but there's also one for every specific phase. So if you want to give feedback rather on Reddit than on the forums, feel free to do so as well. We read everything.
Cool. All right, so the next thing we want to talk about is a bit of clarification about how the exotics drop from the heroic bosses in TU5. Maybe you've heard a bit about this from Nikki, who's sharing an office with you, but...
Yeah, I actually made the change myself.
Awesome. Fantastic that you're here. So the Eagle Bearer will not drop from heroic bosses, correct?
That is correct.
Even if you already own it. It's exclusive to the raid.
Yeah.
The player also must have the blueprint for the crafted ones before they drop. That means Liberty, the Chatterbox, Nemesis, and the Dodge City
holster.
Gunslinger's holster, not Dodge Shitty.
Who would say that?
I don't know.
You said that.
I don't know. So the discovery mode of the raid will also not drop the Eagle Bearer and will not be as rewarding as the raid in terms of loot, but there will be some cool things in the expedition mode that we will talk about. soon.
On the exotic drops, the Diamondback new exotic rifle as well, that's excluded until you've been eligible to get it once.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're not going to spoil where you get it because that's something that you have to discover. So, but if you have done that specific requirement, you will then be able to get it.
Yeah, and it includes if you could get it but didn't pick it up for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
cool.
Yeah.
So even if you miss it out, potentially you can still get it from heroic bosses then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's really cool to go.
Will you need to go on an expedition to get it?
Could be.
I actually have no idea. So I'm just trying to see if I can trip either of you up. I have no idea where
it's definitely going to be an adventure. If it's going to be an expedition, who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, who knows?
People will find out.
No one knows.
Yeah.
Right,
Maybe they have to go east instead of west this time.
Life find a way.
All right, I tried. What's happening with shotguns, Chris?
Yes.
Because a lot of people are talking about that right now.
Yeah, we had Fred come to us and talk a little bit about that to us. We heard feedback that shotguns currently are a little weak in PvE. They don't feel like a great fit for some people. And we agree to that a little bit. We don't want to just buff them though. So it's not just a lever that we want to pull and say like, now they're super powerful. And Frederick had come up with a great plan to actually change it so that in PvE they're going to be stronger and in PvP they're going to be a little bit weaker. And to make that happen, there are going to be more changes to PvP time to kill. So in general, he gave us the rundown. Now I don't want to mess that up. So the overall time to kill in PvP will go people faster. I don't want to go up and down because I don't know which
Yeah.
one it means.
It will
but
take less time to kill someone.
Less time to kill somebody. There you go. It's be faster. And again, shotguns will be stronger in PvE and a little bit less strong in PvP.
Yes. So the overall time to kill in PvP will be faster, but separately from that, shotguns
Yes.
will be adjusted accordingly.
And that's TU5, just to mention it as well. That's not going to come this week or whatever.
Is it on the PTS? Here are some of the things that will be coming in the next PTS build. All right, we've lowered the base cooldown on the following skills. Scanner pulse from 90 seconds down to 40. Remote pulse from 120 down to 60. Jammer pulse from 120 down to 90. Assault turret 120 to 60, so that's half. Incinerator
Well
turret
done.
from 120 to 90. Sniper turret 240 down to 60. That's a huge reduction. Artillery turret 240 to 60 as well. Restorer hive 240 down to 90. Stinger hive the same. Booster hive the same. Burster firefly 90 down to 60. Same for demolisher firefly as well as the explosive seeker mine, so 90 to 60 for those. Cluster seeker mine is down from 60 to 40. Mender seeker mine from 180 down to 60. Striker drone from 180 down to 60 as well. Bombardier drone 120 down to 60. Fixer drone 180 down to 60. Tactician drone 180 down to 60. Bulwark shield 240 down to 40. Crusader shield from 240 down to 40 as well. Deflector shield down from 240 to 40. So shields are getting a big reduction in that. I don't actually envy the people who have to transcribe all this. For I know, like, people put all this on Reddit.
Thank you, Hamish.
Hopefully, you can like slow me down to half speed.
Yeah.
In addition to the shield cooldown changes, they increased the base health of shields by 15% globally. Changed the shield regeneration to now be percentage based. Base is 5% HP per second while holstered, and 2.5% while deployed. Changed the base ammo for sniper turret from 5 to 15, and mortar turret ammo from 4 to 10. Increased bombardier drone bomb drop blast radius from 4 to 5 meters. Wow. 20% buff. Okay.
Math again.
I know. Increased Alps Summit Armament 1-piece skill haste bonus from 10 to 20%. Increased China Light Industries Corporation 3-piece skill haste bonus from 10 to 30%. Increased Petrov Defense Group 3-piece skill haste bonus from 10% to 30%. Increased Tip of the Spear 3-piece skill haste bonus from 20% to 40%. Increased the amount of skill haste gained from utility attribute rolls by an additional 25%. Doubled the amount of skill haste provided by all skill haste mods. Increased Hive network firewall radius from 60 to 100%. Increased turret cyclone management mortar. Increased turret cyclone magazine mortar ammo from +4 to +20. Increased turret ammo box extra mortar ammo from, that's the one I just read. Increased turret ammo box extra sniper ammo from 6 to 30. Increased Firefly tungsten compound and guiding system max targets from 3 to 5%. Oh, damn it, Bruce. Some changes that didn't make it into the first phase of PTS as well. Increased the base damage of explosive seeker mine by 14% and decreased base damage of burster and demolisher firefly by 25%. Thanks, Bruce, for all the notes. That was fun.
Wow. There you go.
Cool.
So for everybody asking if those are the complete changes, this is what we're working with. We're going to update the patch notes as well. So if you don't want to slow down Hamish's Twitch VOD, you can also see that as soon as the patch goes live, we're going to have all of that written down for you. And I also provide the Joker with some of the lists, and I will give him everything else so that on Reddit you will find it earlier as well.
So the crafting and recal changes coming with TU5.
Yes.
Where are we at currently, and what are the main things that you want to play around with?
Currently in live game, you mean?
Yeah, or on the PTS.
Or on the PTS?
Yeah.
So I come to you bringing buffs. Yeah.
I like that.
Buffs are good.
Buffs are good. Yeah, so what we're doing is that we're buffing crafting, and now you're going to be able to craft at gear score 500. No random range there, it's going to be 500 flat. To do so, you need to upgrade your crafting bench once. Players who's already in World Tier 5, they will get this upgrade just by logging in. And for new players, once you reach World Tier 5, you'll get this together with the first upgrade for that tier.
Okay.
However, before you can upgrade, you need to find one gear and one weapon item of gear score 490 or more to use in the upgrade process. So this ensures that the new players to World Tier 5 doesn't boost their way too fast through it, but like gets the climb up. But then for the last bit, you're going to be able to more quickly find your builds and complete your loadout.
Okay. So people will actually be able to use crafting in the end game gear game.
Exactly. So yeah, the thing here
Cool.
is we want to make it viable.
Yep.
And then we need to buff it. So yeah. And we felt also that since these changes, they're meant to make crafting a viable way to find gear. Especially it's nice because you farm for it, it goes a little bit slower, but then you get something that's more of what you want because you selected different brand on the piece in particular that you want to craft.
Yeah.
So then we felt that, well, it doesn't really make sense then to have a random range like between 495 and 500 because when you're at this point, you're looking at 500 gear score items anyway. And yeah, we don't wanna screw with people.
So that's kind of bringing it back more in line with what people enjoyed from the experience from Division 1, right? Like people were actually like trying to get god rolls on their weapons and the crafting bench, and
Exactly.
that's possible now?
Yeah, they roll just as normal loot items. And then what we also did, since we wanted this to be viable for your build, we're actually allowing you to recalibrate crafted items now. And so you can use it both to recalibrate to and recalibrate from.
I think it's a really good change.
Yeah, if we didn't do that, then it's like, well, you're going to have a bunch of 500 pieces, but you can't get that like towards 100 recalibration score on them. So you're still going to have weaker pieces. So we felt that when you get that good crafting roll, then that's going to be a good roll. You don't have to replace it further down the line.
Yeah, it also would bring about the situation where you can have like a really bad roll, but maybe it has the talent or a certain other stat that you want on it. Like, so you don't need to have god roll everything, but you're like, I have this crappy roll, but it's the talent that I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it's the stat that I want.
I think it's also really cool that you can now, like, if you are missing one brand item and you can't, for the sake of it, just get it to drop anywhere, you just can't get it. And I think that's a really cool change that people can focus on the tiny little things, as you said, like that they can finish their god build with that one item.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's not blueprints for everything, but it will be a stepping stone on the way at least. So even if you need to rejig a little bit down the line, that's fine. You can start theory crafting and trying things out with the stuff you can make. So
I spent so much time trying to find an Araldi backpack. Like it's crazy. So now I can actually craft one. That's cool. All right. So you can deconstruct them as well in the same way and get the higher materials that you're looking for?
Yeah, exactly. And then we also made a change there because the high-end materials were a bit hard to find, a little bit hard to get. They were on a 50% drop chance from a high-end branded item. So we made it guaranteed now. So every time you deconstruct a branded item, you're going to get one brand material from it. Mm-hmm. So if you find a Arialdi item and like, this is not for me, well, you know it's going to progress towards the crafting goals.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Is there anything else coming with crafting in Recal that we've overlooked? Or?
Yeah, so deconstructing gear sets will give you all the blue mats, the specialized materials now.
That's
so that's
cool.
above, because it felt a little bit weird that they're like more special than high-end items, but then they they didn't have the chance of a high-end material. So yeah, we buffed that, and so you're always gonna get a little bit of each of those. So that's pretty cool, and we're gonna keep monitoring both the brand materials and the material farming, etc., because we know now people will start crafting more, which is great, and we'll also keep an eye out to see if the balancing is good in that kind of ecosystem where people is actually using the feature, or where the pain points start to arise. So yeah, and feedback is welcome with that, of course.
Yeah,
that's cool. I feel like every time we sit down to talk about blueprints, that something changes, and I get more and more confused about where you can get stuff from. And I don't think I'm alone.
You are alone.
I have good news for your confusion.
So what's like? Give me blueprints for dummies. Where are all of the blueprints that I'm looking for?
Now, in Endgame, you can get all the blueprints from that first we had 3 pools, right? Projects, weekly projects, and then the daily. We have some of them on the vendors, and when they refresh, you have a new one, and then you can grind some of them from control points. We're making that one big pool now.
Yep.
So if you want to get all your blueprints, go from control points. If you're not that eager, you're still going to be able to buy some and get some from the projects and every now and again. And when they run out. So when you stop getting these drops, well, then you have all of them.
That's cool.
You can't get the ones that's on side missions. Those are still where they're supposed to be, so to say. So this is for the end game pools basically.
The side mission ones are very binary. Once you've cleared them, you've got them all, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
But this is cool. Like, some people who, I don't know, maybe are super busy and only have time to log in for 20 minutes a week, they can just be like, I'm going to go check the vendor.
Yeah.
And, maybe in a few months, they'll have everything that they want.
Yeah, or attempt a project or anything. That's going to refresh all the time.
That's
But
cool.
And
if you can't wait, you can just go grind it.
Exactly. And because you just said now, and if you've just tuned in, so this is coming with TO5. It's not just now in the game, right?
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
just to clarify that, because I know some people are getting confused. And I want to say, like, I'm probably going to be one of those persons that has, like, the vendor on repeat visits every week.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to get all the blueprints from her. It's just going to be, like, there. And
Yeah. Check out the settlement vendors as well.
Oh, yeah. True. Actually, yeah. It's not only one. That's so I'm going to farm them. I'm going to go farm loads.
Yeah. Have a vendor on.
YouTube guide.
But they'll all
quickest
have
route.
different. You'll make millions. But you'll be able to get different blueprints from each of the vendors?
No, this
Possibly? Or do they just random roll from each
Yeah,
other?
exactly. So if one vendor sells one blueprint, the other will sell something else. Most
Guaranteed or
Most-
most likely?
Most likely.
Okay.
But-
but they random roll.
Yeah, they're random.
Okay. Random
Uh,
roll from what you don't have?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, no dupes.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
so the thing with blueprints is when you have them, they unlock
Yeah.
for you. So we remove them from the loot pools and all the vendor loot tables, etc. It can't drop for you again. So every time you get a new blueprint drop or vendor sale or something like that, it's going to be a new one until they run out. And then we have nothing to give you, and good job, you got all the things.
Great.
I also want to see the first one who does, like, new character and then only control point level 3 and 4. How long does it take them? I want to see them grind it.
Yeah.
Because, like, then you were
Speedrun.
like, I really like to do that, and now they don't drop anymore, and I just want to see the speed run. How quickly can you do it? That would be very interesting.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
I see here as well. So I feel like I ask you every time. Again, where are we at with sharing blueprints across characters, account-wide blueprints?
So in the PTS, when you're in endgame, so when you reach World Tier 1 or higher, Inaya is going to sell you a perk that shares this character blueprints with every other character that has this perk. So basically, when you hit endgame, you go and buy this, and then you're going to be sharing it.
What?
Yeah?
Do we have this written down?
Yeah, I have it written down.
I don't.
Yeah, but I have my amateur notes.
That's the first I've... So actual account-wide blueprints are a thing. I
Yeah.
thought I was putting you on the spot for something that you're going to have to tell me, like, we,
Can't talk about it.
philosophically, we have to maybe... No. So account-wide blueprints
Yes.
are a thing in CU5,
Yeah, so the first iteration...
provided you have the perks.
Yeah, the first iteration of this perk was that it shared your blueprints and your materials. We actually scaled at the back of it, so it's now only the blueprints. And the reason for that was that we didn't really do anything about the inventory with the different characters, and we want to like see where it goes before we just merge them all or whatever. Like we want to assess that. However, the blueprints, those are fine. So and the reason why you can't get them until you're in endgame is basically so you can't do weird exploits
So
on
you can't
low-level
twink your characters, like-
exactly. Because these are endgame things that you're going to be sharing most likely, except the mods, which is unfortunate, but they're on side missions, so yeah, those are fun to play.
Okay.
And another cool thing about that is also, I think we've seen people that say, like, oh, I really want to play a new agent, and I don't want to share the blueprints at
Yes.
all. So it's a choice, right? You can either buy the perk or you can leave it. So
Yeah.
if you really enjoy doing the blueprints again for whatever reason, you can do that as well. And I think having that option is really cool.
Yeah, that was actually my personal like crusade for this, that we don't default to sharing them, but you opt in to do it.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and getting the perk from the vendor costs like 9 credits or something. Like it's not, we're not trying to rip you off or anything. It's just an opt-in. This is just how we deliver it because it's crafting, and Inaya is good at that.
I think it's a cool way to do it. Like, I personally love going back to the bare bones experience.
Problems and yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, no, but
Min-max
yeah,
life.
exactly. But this is not crafting related necessarily, but it's a little bit smaller. So yeah, we did the exotic drops from heroic bosses, and another thing we did to exotics was that we actually buffed them. So what we did was we removed the random range on armor and weapon damage on guns and armor pieces, because they had a range they could roll in, but the rest of it was fixed, right?
Yep.
So and the idea behind the exotics was kind of you get it once, then you can have it, and then you can upgrade it, you can bring it with you, but not necessarily that you would have to like farm for it, etc., etc. That's we have other stuff for that, and exotics. Now they're supposed to be this one-time gratification thing. So what we did was basically that we put all of them to the max of that span, and this goes for old exotics as well. which is really cool. Yeah, so if you had a strange roll on your Nemesis, now it's going to be on par with everyone else's, and it's going to be the max possible, so no one's getting nerfed.
So that means that if I have a Nemesis already and then I log in, does that...
It's better now.
There you go.
Most likely.
Do you have a Nemesis?
I do.
Oh,
there you go.
nice.
I do have a Nemesis.
Yeah. Nemesis quest is my fault, I'm sorry. And another little tweak we did is Gunrunner, Cassie Mendoza, sells gear score 500 items now in World 2.5.
Yep. No, we mentioned that last week, but I think it's such a cool upgrade that there's now the reason to go and hunt her down. Also, the named high-ends as well. Yeah. She might have as well.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Is there anything else on your...
I think that was it for now.
Okay. Fantastic.
I like how he said for now.
For now.
Tune in 50 minutes when he's coming back on the stream.